So, the 10K the long way journey and how it all started. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I started reselling about 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Um, it started out for the love of shoes. I was collecting shoes first. My parents really couldn't afford the Jordans, but I begged my mom to get me a pair of Jordans because I really wanted them. So way back then, I had a few friends that were also into sneakers. Brian Williamson, you got Bruce McDade, you got Rob Adams, you have Khalil. Um, the list goes on. Eli, a lot of dudes that were into shoes, and reselling wasn't major yet. Like it wasn't big, but there was still a market for shoes. There was like a big market for shoes, and kids wanted them. Basically, I started working at Foot Locker at the age of 15. The craze for sneakers came about when the Galaxy foams came out. Air Jordan 11 Concords, they came out. Like that's when like everybody wanted to go nuts for sneakers. So around this time, basically there was no StockX, there was no GOAT, there was no you looking up to click a button and sell a shoe. We created the market for the sneaker. We would camp out. It literally used to be anywhere from 20 to 50 people outside sleeping overnight. So me and my friends probably would get like roughly around 5 to 10 pairs of shoes. We would have our other friends come out there with us and pay our other friends to get the product for us. So like if I had one friend come with me, I would say, yo, here, I'll give you $50 for sleeping out here with me. And back then, when you're a kid, that's a little bit of money because if you don't have a job, I just made $50 and I hung out with my friends all night. Shit, that's some decent money, And you're having a good time. So the best thing I honestly could say about that experience was like it's just memories that will be stuck with me for the rest of my life, like crazy parts of my life where it's like the real grind is here and then you see where it got me. Like I never stopped, I was consistent, I stayed with the grind. 10 years later, I'm here. But 10K the long way, the actual name came about. Basically, I still was reselling that entire time. So I started in Foot Locker in 2014. I stayed till 2018. Yes, 2018, 2019. And I was working at Foot Action at the time. If you guys don't know, Foot Action is a part of Foot Locker. Champs, Foot Locker, Foot Action, Kids Foot Locker, Lady Foot Locker. They're all the same company. So basically, they were telling my district manager, which is the boss above the boss. So my boss is the manager of the store. The district manager is the guy that runs the certain stores in the district for the company. That person was telling him that I was reselling. Me being cool with my manager, he basically told me like, yo, I'm not going to fire you. I'm just going to take you out the system. And around those times, I had an Instagram page called 302 Feats, which none of you guys probably really know about because it wasn't as big as 10K the long way. It was kind of like a small little reselling page. I just was kind of like reselling shoes in high school at the time, and it wasn't too big. But when I was at Foot Action, I was going through a rough point in my life when he said, yo, I basically got to take you out of the system. Not saying he fired me completely where I couldn't work at the company anymore, but he had to take me out of the system to where I couldn't work there anymore. Because if they got to me, I would have never been able to work for that company again. I'm still able to work for that company now. But moral of the story, I was just going through a rough point in my life, and 10K the long way kind of like stuck with me. The name just popped out of nowhere. I just made it in my brain, and I wanted $10,000. So I was going to do it the long way. I love doing this because I've been through so many situations and so many obstacles with sneakers and met so many great people through this that I can honestly say that I would never stop doing this because it's been elevating me in my life since I was a teenager. Sneakers have definitely changed my life. You know, took me to places that I never even thought that I would be, as you can see. So it's just bigger than, I guess you could say it's bigger than shoes. I do love shoes, but it's bigger than shoes. It's bigger than the money. You know, take the money away, I still will be doing it. Because when I was working at Foot Locker, I was making nickels and dimes. They gave us 1% commission. So if you sold $10,000 in sales in a week, that's how much money you made out of that. $100. You sold $10,000 for another company in merchandise, and you only made $100 commission. So just to give you guys a brief update, like, this is really what I love to do. Really like to sell. I really do love to sell. I really do like helping people put their outfits together. You know, I really do like helping people find shoes that they can't find. It's just something that, you know, that's embedded in me.
I met Ryan when I was about in my junior year of high school, and he seemed like always a solid dude, and always like, you know, how well dressed he was. He was a really cool dude.
He hit me up. He's from Instagram, seeing the smoothies, other people posting them. And he like, well, you know, I want to try them myself.
Whenever I did speak to him, it was always, you know, geared towards sneakers and fashion and stuff like that, and we always sparked up conversations and stuff like that. So for the love of sneakers, that's why we became cool.
Him being so business minded, and he enjoyed it, where he was like, you know what, I'm willing to partner with you. If you want to buy a refrigerator and put them in here, we could work something out where, you know, you start selling them out of here. And that's exactly what I did. Bought the refrigerator, and we never looked back since.
So it just so happened, you know, I was going to sell a pair of sneakers that I had, and I seen a local shop that was around, and I was like, oh, let me go and check them out. So just by chance, I stumbled across, you know, this boutique. And I came in, and lo and behold, it was my best friend Ryan selling sneakers.
So the fourth quarter, this is actually the one that he tried. And I remember this is exactly the one that he tried, the fourth quarter. And this is actually where it all started, before all the other ones got created. The fourth quarter is, like, if I was to go into a smoothie place, these are the ingredients that I would put, or the fruits that I would use in mine.
I was on a podcast with my best friend, Emilio, who's another good friend of him, Ryan's. You know, we all kind of were in the same friend group, but it was nice that was my first time actually being on a podcast. So, you know, it was a nice down-to-earth moment. I got a chance to talk about my personal life, took about 30 minutes on that, and then we glossed into something that was closer to what I was actually brought in for, which was relationship advice.
Little Island. Now, the ones that I'm about to name now, it's not like an order of which they came in, you know, but these are just the ones that came after the fourth quarter. Little Island, you got the New Money, Ocean. And then we had the Foreign Fantasy. Now the Foreign Fantasy, pretty much everyone loves the Foreign Fantasy. And the reason why is because it has layers of all the flavors in one. So you kind of can't go wrong. That's the Foreign Fantasy. See how different. The thing about the Foreign Fantasy, none of them are ever the same. Pretty much, however I feel like making it that day. Like for instance, you see, well, for these two, is a lot more Little Island in this one than this one. This one mainly has more of the New Money in the fourth quarter and the Potion, but pretty much it's just like however I feel like making it. So wherever my energy is at.
Adidas NMDs. Like I was really big into the Yeezy culture when those had dropped. But mainly I always had a nice clean pair of Nikes, Nike Air Jordans. So I mean, that's where I stood. I had to get in where I actually fit in it, and I knew more about Tinker Hatfield than most people. I liked his designs, and I just stuck with that. But on an off day, I would wear a pair of Vans.
Ball Skills Organic Smoothies. That's the name, obviously, of the smoothies. The BAW, it stands for Bouncing Around the World. So sometimes I know people see me as like post BAW. It stands for Bouncing Around the World, and it's pretty much describes me. People that know me know it's like a little bit of everything. Like I'm here, I'm there, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Even like just throughout my life, that's just how I've been. Even back to when I was in high school. Yeah, that's where we at. Ball Skills Smoothie.
Come get you a steel, man. Come get you some fresh gear, man. You ain't getting steals like this nowhere, man. Seriously.
All right, yo. Basically, my guy just came in looking for all white Air Forces. We typically always do have them. But right now, we're all out of them. They sold out. So I kind of tried to get him to, wear something else. As you can see, he was open to other things. I didn't even think about these. He could have just won with the silver bullets. I mean, this is a quick little run around Air Max. Never can go wrong with 97 silver bullets. Wish I had my side. They did re-release last year. Yes, they did re-release last year, and I did not get them. Sucks to suck.